students, welcome to Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School channel. Myself Priya teacher, and today we are going to learn science subject for class 7. So children, we completed our lesson number 11 and now we are going to start our new lesson. But before that, tell me that is there a garden at your home? Okay. So if suppose no garden is there, some students are not having gardens at their home, but they can see that so many plants and so many herbs are there. You can see on ground or at the both side of road because of the rainy season, isn't it? So as compared to summer season, we can see a lot of plants and different types of plants can grow in rainy season, and also we can see a very beautiful flowers are there in rainy season around us. Okay. So today we are going to learn about these only, that these plants or different types of flowers and how these flowers are going to grow in plants, that we are going to learn in our today's lesson. So let us start our new lesson, lesson number 12, reproduction in plants. So in this lesson we are going to learn about different modes of reproduction. First we will learn about what is mean by reproduction, and then we will learn that what are the modes of reproduction in plants. So in this lesson only about plants we are going to learn. Then which are the types of reproduction in plants? So there are two major types or two main types of reproduction in plants. First one, it is asexual and sexual. So both these types we are going to learn in this lesson. And also we are going to learn how exactly this asexual and sexual reproduction occurs in plants. Okay student, so let us start with our first point, which is a reproduction. So what is mean by reproduction? So definition is given here, definition of reproduction is given here. So let us read with me. Reproduction is the production of a new individuals from their parents. So it means in reproduction what happens there? So new individuals are going to reproduce by their parents. So in 6th standard you learn about this meaning of reproduction, or you learn about process of reproduction. So how reproduction is there in plants and in also animals. So that we learn in our 6th class. Then the vegetative parts of the plant are the roots, stem and leaves. So vegetative parts, it means those parts of plants. Okay. So different parts of plants are called as a vegetative parts. So these vegetative parts are, which are the vegetative parts here? So roots, stem and leaves. And then next point, it is the reproductive parts of the plant. So reproductive parts are the flowers. So which part of the plant is a reproductive part here? So flower is the main reproductive or reproductive part in flowers. So in plants there are two main types of reproduction. So which two main parts are there? Sorry, two main types are there. So there is a asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. So these are the two main types of reproduction in plants. So first, it is a asexual reproduction. So what is mean by asexual reproduction? So in asexual reproduction what happens here? In asexual reproduction, new plants without the help of the seeds. So we can get new plants without the help of seeds, or in short we can say that in asexual reproductions plants can give rise to new plants without seeds. It means without seeds also we can get new plants, or plants can give rise other plants, or we can say of their offsprings, without their seeds. So this type of reproduction, it is called as a asexual reproduction in plants. Then next type, it is a sexual reproduction. So in sexual reproduction, what happens here? In sexual reproduction, new plants are produced from seeds. In sexual reproduction, new plants are going to produce from seeds, or we can say in sexual reproduction, new plants are obtained from seeds. Okay, so this is the meaning of sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction here. Okay, so now there is a question in your textbook that it is asking Paheli. Okay, so Paheli is your friend. So what she is thinking, that Paheli thought that new plants always grow from seeds, but she has never seen the seeds of sugarcane, potato and rose. So she wants to know how these plants reproduce. So see that Paheli is having a doubt, or she is thinking that she saw that different plants can grow with the help of seeds, but she never seen that seeds of sugarcane. Also we never seen that seeds of sugarcane and seeds of potato and seeds of rose. So how we grow these plants, do you know? Yes, correct. So you know about the roses, that you saw maybe you saw that roses can be grow with the branch of the rose plant. Okay, or we can buy that new plant of rose plant from nursery, and then we can grow these plants at our home. Okay, so no seeds are there. She is correct. Okay, so let us know how exactly this asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction occurs in plants. So we will learn one by one. So first we will learn about asexual reproduction. So first we will see that what is the meaning of asexual reproduction in detail, or what is the exactly definition of this asexual reproduction. So in plants there are different types of asexual reproduction. So they are vegetative propagation. So we learn, or we saw that asexual reproduction, it means it can be happen, or it can be reproduced without seeds. So though they can grow without seeds, but they are also having different types. So which different types they are having? So here you can see they are vegetative propagation, budding, then fragmentation and spore formation. So these are the different types of reproduction. It means there are 4 different types, or there are 4 main types, or we can say 4 subtypes of asexual reproduction. Which 4 are these? First one, vegetative reproduction, or we can say vegetative propagation. Then second one, budding. Third one, fragmentation. And fourth one, spore formation. So these 4 types are there. So let us know about first type, which is vegetative propagation. So what is mean by vegetative propagation? So in this method, new plants are produced from the vegetative parts like the root, stem or leaves. So see, I am going to read one more time what exactly means vegetative propagation. So in this method, new plants are produced from the vegetative parts. So we learn which are the vegetative parts, which are vegetative parts are root, stem and leaves only. So in this method, new plants are produced from the vegetative parts like root, stem or leaves. So in vegetative type or vegetative propagation, what happens, or how we can grow plants? So with the help of root, stem and leaves, we can grow new plants, or we can get new plants, or we can obtain new plants. So this is the first type. So for example, if the stem cutting of a rose plant or money plant is planted in the soil, we can get a new plant. So definitely we are having roses at our home, or this money plant is having at our home. Okay, so mostly girls girls are liking these plants which are having flowers or different colors of flowers. It means rose, then also we know about jasmine. So these different types of flowers we definitely have our at our home. Okay, so first it is money plant and second one it is a rose plant. So the stem cutting of rose plant or money plant is planted in the soil, or also we can get money plant in water also. Okay, if suppose we will cut stem of money plant and then we will keep that money plant or stem of that money plant in a water bottle, then also that money plant can grow. Okay, so from this stem also we will get new or a bigger money plant, or we can say that money plant can grow in water also. So this is the example of vegetative propagation. Then second one, potato. So potato has small buds called eyes. So potato has small buds called eyes. So in rainy season you can see, suppose you brought so many potatoes at your home and you kept these potatoes for a long time, then after a long time you can see some white colored swollen structure on potatoes came out, and these white colored swollen structure is nothing but these are called as buds. So potato has small buds called eyes. Also we can say it like it in our local language, eyes. So if a part of the potato with an eye is cut and planted in the soil, we can get a new plant. So if suppose a part of this potato with eye we will cut and we will plant it in the soil, so you can take any old utensil of at your home and you can plant this part of potato which is having buds, and you can plant it in a soil, and you will see after some days that potato plant is going to grow in that pot. Okay. Then if a part of ginger is planted in the soil, we can get a new plant, and also by ginger we can get a new plant. Then bryophyllum has buds in the leaf. If a part of a leaf with bud is planted in the soil, we can get a new plant. So if suppose bryophyllum is the example, so in this bryophyllum, so these are also having buds in the leaf. So whenever there is a buds in a leaf, and we will take that leaf with buds and we are going to plant it in a soil, then also we will get a new plant. Then if a part of a cactus plant, so cactus plant you saw in our school also, that cactus plant is there. So if suppose this cactus plant is planted in the soil, we can get a new plant. Okay. So any part of this cactus plant we can plant in a soil and we will get a new plant from that part. Okay. So these are some examples of vegetative propagations. It means some plants can grow by their leaves, then some plants can grow with the help of the stem or cutting of their stem, then some plants can grow by roots. Okay. So these are some vegetative propagation. So these are shown in this picture. So first picture of stem cutting of a rose. So here you can see a stem cutting is planted in a soil, and after some days these cutting stem can grow and they will it will grow in a bigger rose plant. Okay. So this is the first example. Here you can see the second picture. It is of money plant. Suppose any short stem you will cut and you will plant it in a soil pot in which is having soil, or suppose you will plant this money plant in a water bottle, then also you can see after some days this money plant is growing very nicely in these two types of plants also, pots also. Then third one, this is a potato plants sprouting from eyes. So these small structures you can see, these are nothing but the buds, and also these buds are called as a eyes. Okay. So suppose if you will cut this part which is having a bud or a eye, and that part you will plant in a soil, and after some days you can see that plant is growing upward the soil, and if you will keep this 2-3 months, then you will see the small potatoes under that soils. Okay. So this is the third example. Here you can see the fourth one, ginger with new plants. Suppose you will plant this ginger, whole ginger or small part of ginger in a soil, then also after some days you will see that this type of plant will grow by this ginger. Then fifth one, bryophyllum leaf. So bryophyllum leaf is there. So in Marathi, panfuti is there. Okay. So in panfuti, if suppose you are going to plant this leaf of that bryophyllum plant, then from that leaf only you will get a new plant of bryophyllum. So this is a plant which can grow with the help of leaf. Then next one, it is a cactus. So this is a cactus. So this is having a flat leaf like structure. So if suppose any single part you will cut and you will plant it in soil, then you will get a new cactus plant. So these are the examples of vegetative propagation. Now students, in your textbook some activities are given there. So activity number 12.1 is there. So you have to cut a branch of a rose or champa plant with a node, and this piece of branch is termed a cutting. This you have to plant in a soil. So what you have to do exactly, that it is given in a activity number 12.1. So this is a very easy activity you can do at your home, then you can perform this. So try to do this activity at home. Then second activity is there also, activity number 12.2. So in 12.2 you have to take a fresh potato, and then whatever type of vegetative propagation you can perform this also at your home. Then third one, it is a ginger. This you can do with ginger also. So this is a activity with potato and ginger you can do at your home. So this is also very easy activity you can perform home. So you have to do this, you must have to do this at your home. Okay. Then third one, activity 12.3. So this you have to read only, this you cannot perform, that is why you should have to read this only. Okay. Now we will move our next type of asexual reproduction. So next type, it is a budding. So budding example is given yeast. So whatever activity is there 12.3, after that you will or you can get a proof of this type of budding type. Okay. So in this method a small projection called bud is formed on the yeast cell. The bud grows and becomes a new yeast cell. So the new yeast cell also grows and produces more yeast cells. So we know where we use this yeast. So there are different types of food that we are making at our home, and that time we are specially using this type of organism which is known as yeast. Okay. So if you will see this yeast under a microscope, then you will see the structure like this. So which structure is there? So the structure is like this, you can see with the help of microscope. So whatever it is given, so the bud like structure. So here you can see the bud like structure. Here it is a whole yeast cell is there. So this yeast cell is having a nucleus, then cytoplasm, then some vacuoles are there, and some preserved food bodies. Okay. So whatever food is preserved there, you can see this preserved food body is also there in yeast cell. So when this yeast cell is having a bud, so here in this second diagram you can see bud is growing at the or the cell, whatever yeast cell is there, okay, at the one side it is going to grow. So what happens here, whenever this bud is going to grow, that time whatever cytoplasm is there, whatever nucleus is there, both this nucleus and cytoplasm is going to divide because of that formation of bud. So it is going to divide into bud and the yeast cell, whatever first yeast cell or whatever parent yeast cell we can say. And with this, after this what happens, so totally this bud is going to change into new yeast cell, which is known as a offspring, or we can say a new cell, and here it is a parent cell. So this is a parent cell and this is a new cell. So here it is shown that how that budding in yeast cell can occur and how this type of organism can grow or can reproduce a new yeast cell. So here you can see a parent yeast cell. So from this parent yeast cell, here are two new cells are developed, then from these new two cells again one more bud cell or one more new cell it is grown here, and after that again two more yeast cells you can see here, or new yeast cells are there. So this is a type of budding, this is a type of asexual reproduction which is known as budding. Then third one, so third it is a fragmentation. So in fragmentation, example is Spirogyra. So in this method the plant breaks up into two or more fragments and each fragment grow into a new plants. So this is called as a fragmentation. So you might have seen a slimy green patches in ponds. So if suppose in rainy season because of that continuous rain or continuous water is there in a ponds or on the rocks, so that time what happens, you will see that slimy green patches occurs on that rocks or in a pond. So these green colored patches are nothing but it is a Spirogyra. Okay, so it is nothing but a Spirogyra, or we can say this is a type of a algae. So this is a type of a algae, and in this algae or in this Spirogyra we can see this type of asexual reproduction which is known as fragmentation. So this is a full structure of a Spirogyra. So fragmentation in Spirogyra it is shown here. So this is the full structure of Spirogyra. So here you can see a nucleus, these are the septa which are going to separate this structure, this fragment you can say, then spiral is there, spiral like structure is there, and which is having spiral chloroplasts. Okay. Then this structure is going to divide into two fragments, and here you can see these two fragments are there. When this Spirogyra is divided into two fragments, again these new species are going to form. So these new species are only of Spirogyra. So this is the one species here and this is a second one. So like this fragmentation occurs in Spirogyra. So this is the third type of asexual reproduction. Then let us move our next type, which is a spore formation. So in spore formation, example is fungus and also fern. So in this method the fungus produces spores and the spores germinate and produces new plants. So in spore formation what happens here? So in this method fungus produces spores. So here you can see the sporangium structure, and from this sporangium you can see the spore structure, or spores are going to burst here. In this sporangium is going to burst, so you can see the spores. So this is the spore structure. In your textbook, very nice picture of this fungus is given. So you can see also in your textbook, and also that 12.8 it is given the reproduction through the spore formation in fern. So in fern, at the lower side of their leaves, which leaves? Fern leaves, you can see the spore forming bodies. So these spore forming bodies are nothing but these are going to reproduce a new plant of fern. Okay. So in fern and in fungus, you can see this type of reproduction which is known as spore formation. Okay. So here spores are asexual reproductive bodies. So what are the spores? Spores are asexual reproductive bodies. Each spore is covered, here you can see which spore is covered with by a hard protective coat to withstand unfavorable conditions such as high temperature. So that coat is there to save these spores because from the temperature also, then low humidity also. So this coat is there for only protection of that spores. Then so they can survive for a long time. Then under favorable conditions, a spore germinates. Whenever there is a favorable conditions to the spore, that time what happens? So these spores are going to germinate and develop into a new individual or into a new plant. So plants such as moss and ferns also reproduced by spore formation process. So this is a asexual reproduction, and these are the types of asexual reproduction. So let us know, or let us take a recap of this whatever we learned in our today's session by a video.
This has created an interest. Hey Pooja Didi, you are here. I want your little help in my biology project. Can you help me please?
Yeah, sure, Raman. But before that, let me sow these seeds in the soil.
But why are you sowing these seeds?
It's simple, Aman. When seeds will germinate in the soil, a new plant will grow up.
That's interesting. Do all plants grow due to seeds?
No, Aman. There are various methods by which plants reproduce.
You mean to say that, like the animals, plants also reproduce?
Yes, Aman.
This has created an interest in me to learn about the reproduction in plants. Come children, let us learn about reproduction in plants. Objectives. At the end of this lesson, you'll be able to define reproduction, recall the parts of a flower, explain asexual and sexual reproduction in plants, describe asexual modes of reproduction in plants such as vegetative propagation, budding, fragmentation, and spore formation. Define unisexual and bisexual flowers. Understand pollination and its types. Explain formation of a zygote. Discuss seed dispersal in plants. What is reproduction? Whereas in sexual reproduction be achieved through two ways, namely asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, only single parent is involved, whereas in sexual reproduction, both the parents are involved. Let's study about them in detail. Vegetative propagation. Different methods of asexual reproduction are vegetative propagation, budding, fragmentation, and spore formation. Let's discuss about them in detail one by one. When new plants are produced from the vegetative parts of a plant, the process is called vegetative propagation. It does not involve formation of seeds. Let us see how vegetative propagation works. Stem as a vegetative part of a plant. Have you ever seen buds at the nodes of the stem? These buds are called axillary buds. These buds do not produce flower, Rather, they give rise to new branches. In some plants like rose, small portions of the stem containing small nodes are cut from the plant. These cut portions are called cuttings. These cuttings, if planted and watered, can produce new rose plants. Similarly, stem cuttings of sugarcane can also be used for vegetative propagation of sugarcane. Do you know potato is the edible stem of a plant? It bears small scars on it called eyes. Well, these are the axillary buds. Each eye on a potato can give rise to new plants by forming shoot above and root below. Leaf as a vegetative part of a plant. In plants like Bryophyllum, leaf is the vegetative structure that helps in vegetative propagation of a plant. Many small buds arising at the margins of the leaves under suitable conditions form new plants. Budding. Children, have you heard about yeast? It is a single-celled organism which can be seen only under microscope. Let us see how they grow and multiply. Take a pinch of yeast powder and place it in a beaker with some water. Add some sugar and swirl to dissolve it. After an hour or so, put a drop of this liquid on a watch glass and observe under a microscope. You'll observe new yeast cells formed. The small bulb-like projection you see coming out of the yeast cell is called a bud. These buds grow, mature, and form new yeast cells.
Okay students, so hope you understood whatever we learned in our today's session. So we discussed, we started our lesson number 12, reproduction in plants, and in that we discussed only first type of reproduction in plants, which is a asexual reproduction, and also we discussed which are the different types or the main 4 types of asexual reproduction. So we will stop here. In our next session we will start we will go for our next point. Okay, thank you.